Welcome to the Eskimo experience. Battery level 120%, firing mode, Frosty.
Dr. James checking in for the Eski Couch. I've got brother Nick, brother Timmy, brother Kaiser, and special guest brother Will checking in from South Australia. How are we, boys?
Pretty good, mate.
Surviving it.
Loving it?
Always good, even when I'm bad.
Yeah. You got to be good at being bad to be good at bad. So,
I'm sorry, mate. I was joking.
and you can see Kaiser's still living on the edge. We do have Will in this week just to give us a little wrap up of the piano event that was on the weekend. If you didn't check it out, the live cast is no longer live, but it is still a cast, and it is on Wimpy617 on YouTube. So feel free to jump on, check it out. Will, looks pretty good, man. Bit of fun.
Yeah, it was a great week. It was a great event. We only had 5 teams out because I think towards the end of 2019, we were in a good position to kind of launch and really develop the scene in South Australia. But lo and behold, 2020 wasn't what we expected. Yep. So we're kind of starting over, but we had 3 Assassins teams out there. We had a Jokers team, and then the Lumberjacks came in from Victoria. And everybody played each other twice, raced to 3. It was a good event, and the webcast, every time I put it together, I just assume it's not going to work. And it worked.
At least doing it that way, you're planning to fail, not failing to plan. So yeah, you've got the bases covered. So that's pretty cool. I didn't get to check out a lot on Saturday, but the bits I did see, man, it looked cool. It looked, I didn't see any issues. Cameras were working then. And our main
camera went down in the first 5 seconds. I had just gone live, and I was like, all right, everybody, let me show you the different angles we got. Here's our main camera. You saw it for a second. You could see all the glory, and then it just went black.
See you later.
So we pulled the tower down and then just duct tape a different tower camera to that, and then put that up. That's what we used.
MacGyver would be proud. MacGyver would be proud.
Yes.
So duct tape or zip ties is going to fix anything. There was a lot of that.
And that was pretty cool. I did see a picture of that. I'm actually just trying to jump on your Insta now. Let's see if we can grab that and flick it across. So the people that are watching along, we'll see if this will work. This was the MacGyver job. Well played. And yeah, so main camera at the top, rigging camera underneath, copious amounts of duct tape. Well done. Yeah, very cool.
If I can, I just want to give a quick shout out because my good mate Scout, who does so much work for all of this that we do, he last minute was like, hey, do you need some help? I'll come out and give you a hand. And we're like, yeah, that'd be really good. And we worked that man.
Got your money's worth out of the free labor.
Yeah.
We had him on a walkie-talkie. Anytime something would go down, Scout, we need you.
Shout out to Scout and the rest of the Tuscan Raiders.
Yes.
Look at that thing. Looks like it's straight out of Tatooine, man.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for the sand people to come.
Yeah. That's the Tuscan Raiders, mate. Get with it.
It's the sand people, man. It's the sand people.
They breed them different over in South Australia.
Yeah. That is very cool. And the winners on the day, I believe, it was Adelaide Assassins. They did have a 1 in 3, didn't they?
Yeah, they had 1 in 3 chance of getting on the podium. But those guys, they train hard. They take it seriously. They've got a real program. They've got a great leader in their ranks. But they also had a new player who's played with them a little bit. I think he may have come over to NXL, Kai. His name is Hampus, and he used to play in Sweden, I think. He's about 16 years old, and homeboy knows how to ball.
Yeah.
And he ended up taking out the best and fairest and won the U77 that Gladiator gave us.
Yeah, very cool.
And covered new bottles that everyone's chasing.
Yeah, everyone wants them. Everyone's been yelling out for a 77 for so long, and all I keep seeing on Insta is, I've got my new 77, thank you. So so now he can do the same post in it when he gets his new one from Gladiator. So that's pretty cool. He was playing the snake side and just demolishing people, yeah?
Yeah, he was, and I'd never seen him play before. And you guys would know, like, you can watch a player, and in the first 10 seconds, you just see him do a couple head checks, and you're like, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's good that you guys had a good event. I think a lot of events are struggling since COVID. There's been a lot of people that have said, like too hard basket, and it's going to take a little bit of coercing to get people out of the woodwork. But it is going to happen. People will come back. If not, new blood will come. New blood will always come. Jamie and I were talking, and we're going to make the trip down for the July event. So that'll be pretty sweet. We just got our third player on the roster. So we'll be looking for another couple as well.
Well, I think I said this in one of your posts that like you guys would be received as heroes, and I think Asylum's trying to come as well.
Yeah, that'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, Dwayne's been wanting to get down to you guys for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I say that to them as well, Wimpy.
What's that, Kai?
Hope you didn't say that to Asylum as well. I hope it's just weird that we received as heroes.
That they'll have their straitjacket sitting there waiting for them. We'll be the heroes. They could, yeah.
There and they the heroes welcome. I'll be pretty upset about that.
Well, look, Dwayne. We got to keep pumping Dwayne up.
No, we do. We do.
Yeah,
He's done
got
good.
sort of a prima donna thing. We got to just kind of cater to him.
And especially, he's not going to get many events this year. Like, he's been left in semi-pro by the boys on his team. So they're not even entering semi-pro up at 7. So he's going to be, having to play, I don't know if they're going to make the trip down to Melbourne now either. So it's going to be Canberra's. He's going to be his event. So he'll be pretty keen to, get down there. So
Have a spin.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see.
That other semi-pro player, Jake Mal Baxter. Yeah, he's a great.
Yeah. I see. He won the Div 1 at Elite 1 on the weekend too.
There's an Eski Nation team over it.
Eski Nation team.
That's an Eski Nation.
Up and comer, great little up and comer.
He had another up and comer with him. Jared Baker he's another up and comer. So
just a couple of ballers probably no one's ever heard of seen play.
Yeah, I'll be watching their careers closely. Yeah.
Let me interrupt just to kind of take it back into my realm. Have you guys seen Jared Baker's jersey collection?
Jared Baker.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You did do an episode on him, didn't you?
3.
Damn.
Couldn't fit him into one.
It's worth.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he was only secondary to Sammy in terms of number of jerseys that I saw.
Oh, yeah, Sammy got him.
Sammy's is just stupid, though, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you're 632.
Yeah, and I think Sammy also, I got the impression that Sammy just walks up to anyone and says, hey, can I get your shirt?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 of Noah's.
Yeah.
It was an age joke, dickheads. Far out.
I get it.
I think it's just funny when we don't respond to you, mate.
we did have a little meeting before you got in the chat room. We said we'd just ignore anything he says and wait for him to burr up. So
The more he burrs up, the higher the chance is his missus is going to come in and rip him.
are you yelling down there? Stop yelling.
It's tactical, mate. It's tactical.
It's a tightrope. I'm on a tightrope.
Hey, we've got the fearful eyes back again.
We do.
He's checking over the top of the camera for those that
I'm
Hi, Laura. We know you're listening.
Yeah.
Speaking of pretty cool things, about the cool collections and stuff. We did just see STK Boys bought out that cool series prize for the one-on-one championship over there of that pretty sweet ring.
Yeah, it's as I was saying to you guys off air, Stevie sort of had a look around end of last year, and he showed me that a few weeks ago about a place he could pick one up from. So did I think it was a good idea for a series prize, and he was going to do it anyway. I said, yeah, hell yeah, that'd be pretty rad. I think the original plan was to keep it under wraps until towards later in the year, but it showed up on the doorstep yesterday, and it was a bit too cool not to share.
Yeah, and it is.
enough.
It's pretty cool. It's very cool, and I think that that might get a couple of people going over to WA for that. Don't be
There's always
surprised.
spots available. It was surprising. The few events we ran last year, they sold out within literally minutes. This one, we actually had half a dozen people sort of dance around with the idea of it, but we only filled the last spots today.
Yep.
Which is weird. But I mean, it's great, but it does mean if anyone over East wants to make the trip over, just shout out early in the piece.
Or South Australia. It would go pretty nice with a belt. If you had a belt, you could have a matching ring.
I'm going to say,
It'd be
anyone
pretty
wants
sweet.
that big collection? I'm thinking of the Simpsons here with their Infinity Gauntlet can come over and get the Soul Stone from us and go get the championship belt there from Will.
It'll be like just as a collection of gear out of Diablo. Like you'd have the ring, the belt. We'll have to do a helmet up in Queensland, and and you
I
can
was
get
thinking some matching earrings.
Yes,
I love the idea of the matching earrings.
we'll do that.
Here in Vic.
Yeah. Well, you have the jersey as
Yeah.
well, so there's the upper body protection. You might have to do the boots of speed in Queensland, Nick. So
I reckon we'll get around that, mate. I reckon.
yeah,
I'll talk to Troy. We'll make it happen. It happen.
yes, the golden boots of speed.
Hey, I put you onto the Nike website. You can make your custom Nikes. They do gold.
I
Yes.
did see yours
They
floating
were
around,
pretty
mate.
sick.
They look pretty slick.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was pretty happy with those. Eh?
I noticed you did.
I was actually more happy with the fact that they're doing them in Australia now.
Mine weren't even custom, mate, and I got almost the same boot as you. So
Yeah, but mine's got all the wanky little SDK written on it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and mine probably cost a third of the price. So
Actually, surprisingly,
Get yourself a Sharpie.
mine were only 160 shipped.
mine were like 40,
and I got
40 to
but I
be
got-
door.
Yeah, but I got to choose the traction on mine and all that sort of shit. So I mean, man, I can still use mine when we go back to Singapore eventually. That'd be great for the AstroTurf. Be good for the
Yes.
mud over with you guys.
So long
mate,
story
nothing-
short-
That was always
nothing-
my biggest struggle.
The only thing that's good for the mud over here is buffalo feet, mate. So if you can figure out water buffalo boots, that's all you need. But anything else was shit in that mud. So
Yeah.
hopefully we won't have that problem anymore now the field's flat at Action Yarramundi. And there may even be some grass, which might be interesting.
So
Still
you're gonna
waiting
have
to
get
see
out
some
there in the
nice
next couple of
updated
weeks and
ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, get you out there in the next couple of weeks, give us a pitch report.
Oh, we can do
Give us
that.
Tony Gregg.
Oh, will I be able to? I've got surgery tomorrow, so I'm going to be laid up for a bit. So, but I might go out and do a pitch report. We'll do that.
Sounds like a lot like we're making excuses, mate.
Mate, to be honest, I am. I really am.
Time to get
I
that.
don't go play paintball when it rains. I don't go paintball when I have surgery.
Yes. Pretty soon I'm going
What's
to be
next?
saying I don't play paintball if I'm over 42. So
Hey,
I said I don't. I didn't say you had to stop. I'm just making, putting it out there. So
That was 10 years ago for you, Kaiser. Settle down.
yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
I can see the shadow.
It was joking. It was joking.
They're antagonizing me. Other news around the world. What have we got? What's been happening? What are the murmurings of paintball world?
Ragnarok's going ahead out at Valhalla Paintball.
Going ahead.
Chris
Hit the minimum number.
good.
Perfect.
Hemsworth's
Yeah.
been good for the gig.
No, it's going to be good. So I think Troy's got a nice special field lined up for that one. Nice big scenario game. And
Yep.
there is murmurings of a special event later this year, but I don't think I'm allowed to drop that just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so
do
stay
it.
tuned.
It's easier to
Big
ask.
prize money.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission, man. Just always remember that.
Troy's pretty keen on running a free for all event with some big prize money. So
Yeah.
Free for all
Yeah.
event.
free for all, yeah. So
Last
fine
man
tuning some
standing.
rules, but there's going to be I think he's aiming for a big prize pool, which would be pretty cool.
So read into it if you want, but similar to like a Fortnite setup.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, boys.
Yeah. Jamie did float the idea of that a few years ago out at Dubbo, where we were going to get 100 people, shotgun start, just go out and find your spot you want to start at and wait for the whistle. But yeah, unfortunately, the buy-in wasn't there from people. I think we ended up with like 15 people bought tickets. just because Dubbo they thought was too far to go for a big event. But yeah, so the idea, we did float it a few years ago. So if he does that, that'd be pretty sweet. Keep your eyes out. Nick will give us the info when he's allowed to. Just
Or before, we'll see.
Yeah, just go with before. It is easy to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
All good.
So do you reckon if you got knocked out early, you're done?
No, I think we're just trying to work it so you get a few rounds at least. Get into like a finals type scenario. But yeah, it's all a work in progress, you know. Like it's hard to know like what new formats would even work at a field, as I'm sure you're all aware.
Yeah.
Until someone runs it. So who knows?
Oh, look, man, we did the same thing with our 1v1s. Our original one was literal knockout. Once you lost your first match, you were done. But we went, no, everyone's putting in enough that at least give them a second bite of the apple. And then,
Yeah.
Thunderdome, we just gave him a wooden spoon. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
The wooden spoon was great. We stole that.
Didn't Thunderdome, you could take their paint as well? Wasn't that something that,
that you got to take a bag. So when you went out, each player put a bag of paint on, and that way the players that were continuing through could kind of keep going with the paint of their fallen enemies.
But how good is it?
That's a sick idea.
It's demoralizing, man. It's not only I lost and here have 500 balls to shoot the next fucker with.
And some people complained at first. They're like, well, I didn't go out first. The people who went out first got a wooden spoon, but then I lost later, so I didn't get anything. I was like, whatever. You got to take your paint off your mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trophy.
You got a bag of paint you're whinging.
It's like you scored actual consumable money worth of goods.
You got
your
$20 worth of paint. Oh, dear.
If you want something bigger, you just got to get better. That's all it is.
Yeah,
exactly. You could get bigger? 2 bags of paint. That was a pretty cool idea, but when I saw that, I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah. It's like rubbing salt in the wounds, you know.
exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, very cool. What else has been happening? Any other news around the traps?
We got a big event coming up in Florida soon, don't we?
Is that going to go ahead or
NXL? Yeah, they did can the Champions Cup.
Saw the chopping block.
Yeah,
that sort of got dropped today.
Don't you get free entry into that if you win the event?
So what they've done is they reverted back to last year's original.
Yeah.
So back to individual prizes for each round. Season prizes will be handed out at World Cup. So this season will be a 4-round season for the pros.
Yeah.
I think look, the concept was pretty cool, but I think logistics of this year and the fact that borders will not be opening up at least for Europe, I think, is the main problem.
Yeah. And look,
so do you really reckon it's just COVID as the issue, or is it more just they're trying to build enough hype to get a lot of exposure television-wise, and they just didn't get it this time around?
No, I think it'd be COVID, man. You need to. They would want to get at least one of these under the belt to be able to sell it.
Yeah, and that's
what they'll try and pre-sell it. Don't get me wrong, but they can have a proven, like at least one event where it's gone ahead. They've shown they've been able to put up the prize money. Then they can go elsewhere, and that'll just be far more attractive.
Yeah,
agreed. They've got to get one in the bag. It's got to go ahead once before they have a non-product to sell.
Yeah, well, otherwise they're just selling the dream, aren't they? You know, absolutely. If they've got it sorted, then at least they're selling the reality of, hey, this is what we did. This is where the scope is. This is what your money's going towards. And they'll get buy-in there. Like selling the dream's a hard sell.
Yeah, you need a platform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need to have a visual. You know, like as good as people are, they still need to see shit and go, oh yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Which is sweet.
What do you reckon the opinions of the pro teams are going to be? Because I know like a lot of them don't see prize money at each round.
No.
And they were sort of banking on the top 10 players getting paid out, which is more prize money than they see all year. So.
A lot, I was going to say a lot of the teams were really keen on, at least that I heard, were pretty keen on the whole Champions Cup idea.
Yeah,
100%.
But I think all of them kind of also understand the logistics at the moment that all things nicely planned don't necessarily come to fruition at the present.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, hell, look at the Super League in Europe for the soccer. Got signed 6 days later with fans and everyone else going, "What the hell are you trying to do?" That all goes kibosh. That's a far bigger deal than someone trying to get a Champions Cup going on in paintball.
Yeah, no, of course.
True that.
Mate,
you can. It's what you said before, Kai. Like, you can't sell the dream.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So,
absolutely.
I think I grabbed the right one. Should we have a look at the layout? Have a
Have a goose.
Yeah,
bring her up. Yeah, I'm sure
It's
everyone's
good to see.
seen it.
Yeah, I know Nick Slowiak was out on the Dye Paintball page and had a lot of images up and footage up of their practice against Dynasty, which was cool.
Yep.
Both teams looking pretty sharp on the first weekend of their practice too.
I think everyone will be keen, and I think everyone will be putting in, after coming out of World Cup being, the event last year. I think there's going to be a fair bit of bragging rights at stake on this one. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think most teams are back to full strength as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
just whether or not Russians can get in.
Fedorov, and has anyone heard about the Russians yet?
No. What about Impact, Tim? Are Impact back in full effect?
I don't believe the Canadians are traveling. I think they're still in their World Cup sort of team.
No, I think there's rumblings maybe that the Russians are going to try and pick up some American players. So we'll see.
Be interesting.
Yeah, I did see an Instagram story today with Sergey was still in Moscow, which is unusual for them. Usually, if they're going to be at an XL event,
they're here.
They're in the States a couple of weeks before, if not 3 weeks before.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks, and they're putting the time in.
I presume the sort of, I don't want to say minnow teams, but some of those teams that came in for World Cup that wouldn't normally be there, I'm assuming they're not being given a Guernsey for NXL this year.
No,
I haven't heard anything about the Wild Dogs.
No, they're not back. Who else was it Uprising? They're dropped back.
No, Uprising are definitely playing pro. They were rumored to not be, but they are confirmed to be playing.
Yep.
Because they didn't play Cup. Yeah, I mean, it's still impacting on a few teams. Obviously, the international ones more so. But yeah,
well, interesting if the Russians aren't there. We bunked next to Carolina Crisis, who won their division in 2017 maybe, and they came in early to Florida, and they played 120 points on the event field before the event.
Nice.
Doesn't sound like the Russians at all.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. They won. So, and they were in the house next to us when I went over with Raw. So that was Carolina Crisis. They won Div 2.
Yep.
And they also won the 2-on-2 that was held that year, where two of them won 50 grand between them.
Yeah,
and they didn't split with the team; they split 25 each. So they,
Oh, I love that.
At their / our house that night was fuck.
Yeah. Keep it down, Kaiser.
Stays in the States, mate.
Yeah.
Love you, mate.
So the layout as it stands, then when they dropped this, I got a bit excited. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It is, man. It's making me think, well, should I go to New Zealand and play it? Because it is going to be a lot of fun. What are your thoughts, boys?
That big 50 brick on the Dorito seems like it would do a little bit of damage to the snake side, like the snake corner, the God bunker.
Yeah, it's a solid bunker, isn't it? And, any of those big bunkers on the 50 are solid. But even just the way that's set, looking inside on that, or
outset of those corners, isn't it? Or that outside Dorito.
It is
that little bit wider. Like, you should be able to see some pretty early moves up, I think.
Yeah.
There was a couple of overhead shots I think I saw. I couldn't remember the Instagram page I saw them on, but there was a few teams sort of breaking through the center, like using that center tower to then get to one of those wings.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if that'll end up being like the counter to stop that exact move. Will. to put someone in spot to then try and chop that one off
To
before
then
it becomes
just-
too much of a pain in the ass.
Just post on that gap on that Dorito side, yeah.
It's like too with how big. I was just going to say with how big these bunkers are in the middle, just looks like there's going to be a stack of blind shots. You're going to be coming off, not knowing where you've gotten shot from.
Yeah, I mean,
just dropping in top of the head.
You're going to run that center off the break if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you could double it easy.
Yep.
My old boy Amos from Droogs, he's been in NZ since COVID started actually, and he's playing on the weekend. He's pretty stoked. He hit me up and asked me if I was coming over, but alas,
'twas not to be.
Alas.
So, the snake looks like it'd be good too. A solid corner player is going to shut that snake down till he gets gone. But
so it's been a while since we've seen a ladder snake out of the NXL.
Yeah, long time. And I guess that's it is good. It's going a little bit traditional on that side, Dorito side, without that big brick there. It's sort of just that snap, wrap, run sort of set up your love. Jesus, guys, you're going to get shot. Don't kill him.
Kai, your picture just suddenly got a lot better.
Make room, Kai. Make room, Kai.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
So
She saw that.
Oh,
She saw that. I'm in
You're
trouble.
gone.
It was the dog. It was the dog, babe. He's insatiable. He's drunk. It was. What do you mean? Look at me. Carry on.
so good.
Yes.
Do we do a bit of crystal ball here, boys? Who do you reckon is going to be top three?
Oh,
What are the early thoughts?
To be honest, the two teams that get out of that Pool B are going to be, I think you said it a few weeks ago, Nick.
The winners.
I
winners.
don't know if they'll be the winners, but goddamn, they're going to go deep. They'll go deep on Sunday.
yeah.
Big time.
You're going to fight out of that pool.
I'm going to put my money straight on the Blue Dragon.
Why does that not surprise me, man?
And the boys, yep, every time.
It's not surprising, but it's also not an
It's not a
unwise
bad bet.
Tyler and the boys, they're going to bring it. They're going to bring it home.
The only thing that is going to hinder them, that will stop them winning, I think, is if they have 5 barrels break in half, like
like fires.
like that barrel did the other week.
HK barrel. It was not the new HK barrel.
No, I saw that, and I did make the point. Yeah. I did make the point that it was the Aculock. And I was surprised because Marky shared that video. I was surprised he didn't make the comment that it wouldn't happen.
Well, he did. He reshared it.
Oh, did he? I didn't see the reshare. I only saw the first one.
So, and Tyler still shot 4 guys after he broke that barrel too, so.
He did make that comment. I saw that. Yeah, still takes 4 Gs with half a barrel.
Yeah.
So, righto. So Kaiser's calling Blue Dragon. Nick, who you got?
Look, I like the Red Shield boys. I'll probably go with my Dyers.
Come on.
Yeah,
well, he has to, man.
I'm going to back him. I'm going to back him in this time.
Righto. They have won an event in the last 10 years. They're doing okay.
They have, mate. Got to break the drought at some point.
It was once.
I just think the pickup of the X damage lad is going to just bring a bit of fire to that squad. So
yeah,
be good to see them go pretty well. Yeah.
Righto. Timmy?
To be honest, I haven't really got a clue. I'd love to see Damage go deep again. I've been a bit of a fanboy of those boys for a long time. But look, if Heat can get themselves out of that bracket, I'll back Chad and Ryan.
Yeah. 100%.
Again, we'll back the boys.
I think, look, my call for that bracket is X Factor and Heat will come out of that bracket. I think Impact, I think they're just losing the wrong bodies, like they're missing the wrong bodies. If they were missing other bodies, I think that'd be better for them. But I think they're missing the wrong bodies for their team. So I think Heat and X Factor will come out of there, and I'm going to say the boys will finish it off. I am biased towards Heat because they are our Eskimo brothers on that team. So that's my call. You're the same. You think if they get out of there, Timmy, they're going to be for you?
Yeah, I'd back the boys.
Yep. Will, where's your money going, mate?
Look, the more I pay attention over the years, the more I love Dynasty. But based on zero evidence, I'm backing.
No buts, Will. We're going to go with your first answer.
Mate,
Baltimore Revo.
Revo.
That's not a silly call.
No,
I was going to say after Cup, that's not a silly call either.
no. Even AC Diesel have got, they
First event together. Like
Yeah.
they've got a hell of a lineup now, and they've been going deep, but they've got a few new extras in there.
good teams can put it together. It'll be interesting. It's not my call. I'm just saying, like they will be one to watch.
It's fair.
They will be one to watch. Will be interesting to see. Righto. So we've got that covered. So what else we got to tick off, boys? I will give you an update. I have been getting chats in with the pro captains over here. It has proved a little difficult with some. Obviously, some people are pretty busy and they've got lives and that sort of stuff. But I'll endeavour to get enough together so that we can have 4 of the pro captains run those interviews next week on the show. So we'll do that.
I will be endeavouring to get Daniel Woods this weekend when we're at training.
There's a lot of endeavouring happening. There's a lot of endeavouring.
Well, we had
1788
first birthday this weekend, so that was priority.
Word of the show is endeavour. I've just decided this week's show is brought to you by the word endeavour.
Well, I'll endeavour to get the captain of the Eski Nation. Mate.
Eski
I'll
Nation.
endeavour.
I still want to see that spinning chair.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So yeah, get that done. We'll be right.
Actually, I have a question then for everyone, especially you East Coast boys. What's happened to Syndicate?
Syndicate have gone.
I'll endeavour to find out.
Gone. I'll endeavour to tell you where most of those Syndicate players have ended up, if you like. So
I have heard some rumblings of who the Expendables have picked up to try and fill some dynasty gaps.
Well, I did have that conversation with Dave Black, actually, with someone who was saying, to his Expendables brothers, it'll be good to get back over there.
Is he playing with Expendables?
No. Dave Black and I were having a conversation, and we had a conversation about that. And it works out, if it was 2 more days difference and someone had the bank account, they could fly someone over, put them in quarantine for 14 days after the event, and have a US pro at the event in Sydney.
Hey, I'm going to tell you one thing. I've spent a lot of time with those US guys. You think they're going to do 2 weeks quarantine for anyone?
Well, money talks,
if
man.
The bank account's
money
right.
talks. Money talks, and there is a guy. In paintball that does drive an R8, so that sort of says he's got a little bit of disposable cash. So, money talks.
Yeah, and they'd want a lot of compensation. Trust me, I know those boys.
Yeah, but a time frame doesn't work anyway. But we did look at those sums. So
I can say that they are going to have a former US pro.
What's that?
They are going to have a former US pro playing for him.
Oh, he's not ranked, man. He's not ranked.
No. He dragged his ass out to training on the weekend.
Did he?
It was actually really good to see him, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been good to see.
So I've heard, Matty, obviously for those that are completely clueless, that's Matthew Kling.
Matty Kling?
Klingy got the phone call from the Expennies.
I was surprised you guys didn't jump on him. I'm surprised he wasn't keen to play with you guys. What's the go there? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, the inside scoop is he wasn't playing paintball. Matty's been living life surfing. So we leave the guy be. Like, we've run into each other down at the beach, like one of the boys at different times.
Yep. Respected his decision.
He said himself he wanted nothing to do with it for a fair while. I think he's had that fair while now, and
he's back.
Yeah. Dave picked up the Matt phone and gave him a shout.
Nice.
I have also heard though that Chris Austin and Ethan Kleiber also found their home.
Yeah, so I'd heard Chris Austin was there. I'd heard murmurings about Ethan Kleiber. So
they've jumped off the Expendables, have they?
Yeah,
they have.
So, but so that it'll be interesting. I think that they all have a job to fill in the team. How's that? They can all do a job, put it that way, which is good. There are some other murmurings of some people coming back, like Matt Roberts.
Hey, that's
donning on that jersey again for the SWAT boys. he'd been out training with Blackie. So, but
It's like John Farnham, isn't this like the third last time? Welcome back, Matty.
Yeah. So, that'll be in the chat with Blackie next week. But yeah, so that'll be, bringing some people back, which is cool. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I was meant to chat with Elmo this week. He's got a few people he's dragging, dusting the cobwebs off a few people as well, which will be interesting to see. But yes, just some things didn't work out this week. He had an argument with a metal pipe, and I had some things go astray as well. So, but that'll be an interesting story. We'll have a chat about having an argument with a metal pipe. So, it's funny. Every time
on that one, Jonesy.
What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, every time I talk to Elmo, he has an argument with something. Like, we're talking Monday. He'd been in hospital Monday, and then Tuesday we were meant to chat, and he goes, "Man, I had an argument with a metal pipe, and it was metal, and it was at work." So, so that's
you, Elmo. Love you, Elmo.
So yeah, but so I will endeavour.
Please do. I don't often endeavour, but when I do.
Very good. All right, so that'll get us through. I think that have we got any other news? Like Matty Kling's been dropped. We've got a couple other ones dropped. Any other?
I'm back in practice on Sunday. I'm getting drunk. It's Anzac Day. Fuck
yeah. Doing your best to forget when you're meant to remember.
Yep.
Nick's got a couple of new up-and-comers playing with Eskimo Nation this year. So Jake Male Baxter.
Be good to see them on a field for the first time.
I'll be watching the 3 in 1 sleep.
Some of those boys apparently know how to play, so we'll see.
Yeah. Which would be good. All right. I think we've ticked all the boxes. Will, thanks for coming in and hanging out.
Okay, hang on.
Whoa.
We haven't shit on the anchor.
Oh, haven't we?
What do you mean?
We haven't mentioned the anchor.
Okay, so the story with the anchor this week. The
Coral Buster.
The Coral Buster was the Coral Buster and myself out at training only. He couldn't hit the side of a brick wall, unfortunately.
With his car or
the anchor. He couldn't hit anything out of a boat.
Too much gel blasters.
So, yeah, too much gel blasters.
Couldn't work out what this paintball gun was.
Operating. Yeah.
He keeps big stories about bringing out these gel ballers, but I'm yet to see them.
The anchor.
No, but in all honesty, the anchor and I shot the shit on the weekend. It was good to get out there. I feel sorry for you guys because honestly, he's going to be a massive anchor to your team the way he played on the weekend.
In all fairness, I got a roster of 9. So
and he's probably not going to play.
And him and I will be sitting on the bench, mate.
Did I not say 9 picks up pods like an anchor?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, anchor, tick.
Yeah.
And that was our segment this weekend.
How to hang shit on the anchor. So,
so good.
Righto. So that's everything then, Kai. We're done.
Tick.
You got in trouble off the missus. We've hung shit on the anchor. He's still in trouble.
So he's under supervision now.
Exactly. He was being too loud, keeping Axel awake. So
just give him a swift backhand to the back of the head.
Did you remember to put
the
cable away this
Laura,
week?
Please do.
Don't hang up, please. As soon as you do.
Next week, I'm not going to be the only one with a black eye.
That's it. Gold. We are going to shout out Connor, our main man. As we did say last week, is going to be donating a jersey jacket a jacket for us.
A jacket. I wanted a kidney.
Man, why do you need a kidney? At this
I
point
need a
in
liver.
time,
You might need a liver.
I was going to say, looking at that bottle, you're giving a good nudge to, my man. You need the liver more than you need a kidney.
It was Tiger. He's drunk.
Tiger.
Back to Connor.
Back to Connor. I can't remember where I saved that photo. Anyway, there is it in here? Yeah, there it is. Righto, here we go. We're coming back. So Connor kindly donated this wonderful, wonderful jacket for us. So to go in the draw to win this wonderful bit of gear, all the W's, buymeacoffee.com/Eski Couch. Jump on there and go in the draw. All you have to do is buy one coffee to get in. If you become a member, you get mucho entries in, and that is a good way to win things by becoming a member. So that is, I believe it's on its way over here now as well. So we'll draw that the week before the pro event at Super Sevens. So we did mention all the W's for Buy Me a Coffee. Also, if you haven't already, jump onto his website, all the W's, pbathleteclothing.com. Check out the catalogue of gear there. He is launching a couple of new things. And you can get the amazing Eskimo Brothers jerseys on there as well, which there is one hanging up behind young Will McDonald, which is the strike jersey, Connor Johnson's personal one.
That man sent me this. I think this was the second one off the line.
Oh, true.
Nice.
Very generous.
Yes, very. And they are a good jersey. I enjoy wearing my one. It's got quite a workout this year. So yeah, it has been one of my favorite ones. So yeah, all good. So we've done Buy Me a Coffee, we've done PB Athlete Clothing. Lots of love to all the people that keep us in the best gear to play the game. Anyone else want to do a shout out while we're here? I know, we could do another one for Scout for his MacGyver-like skills on the weekend.
Yeah, good call.
Legend.
Yeah. And Gladiator for reaching out to us to hook us up with that very generous prize. Very grateful.
Not only the best tanks in the game, but also the most asked about tank in the game. And I don't think I've seen anyone post a tank as much as I've seen a U77 jump up on Instagram in the last week. So they've just been everywhere.
The people are happy to see.
Yeah. So if you haven't got one already, buy one because they will go quick. Tanks are in short supply Australia-wide. So if you're umming and ahhing about one, do it. Get on there, paintballshop.com, and buy it there, and they will get it out to you. All good. All right. Anything else, boys? No?
No.
Check. We're done. Righto. You're on your own, Kaiser. Run, brother.
Love you guys. Be nice, Laura. Be nice. Yes.
Thanks for not killing him on the show.
Thanks for joining us, Will.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, lads. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it, mate. We appreciate all you do for paintball down there.
We big time do.
Yeah. And
that means a lot.
We will be down there this year in July. So if you're keen to come and play the event at Payano and you want to jump on with myself, Jamie, or Kaiser, hit us up. Hit one of us up. We've got 2 free spots for an event like that. We're only going to play with 5. Otherwise, Jamie will never get a spin. So, so hit up one of us and jump on the team, and we will make it happen. Thanks heaps, boys, for sitting in for another wonderful, exciting episode of the Eski Couch, and we'll see you all next week.
Next week, fellas.
Guys are out.
Powering off.